Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Go to Goodyear.com to show your thanks and help support our troops. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Great look at the fight for the lead here at Daytona in the Subway Jalapeno 250. Clint Boyer's got it. Kevin Harvick trying to hold off Kyle Busch for second. And an interesting drafting partner choice a second ago for Brad Keselowski. Had a chance to jump down in front of Kyle Busch when Kyle was making that inside run. Chose to go with Kevin Harvick instead.
Yeah, you could see Kevin Harvick's car sideways off of turn 2. We got a huge run right up to Clint Boyer's back bumper.
Oh, man, look at that
drive
car.
this car. Wow.
Tell you what, they're wheeling these cars.
Clint Boyer's radio a minute ago.
You guys are really, you pull them through 1 and 2.
Don't let him get too close to me up off. He does. I got to give it to him. He just send me out.
That's just the air looseness of these cars. And if you get close enough, you don't have to touch anybody. Just getting even more air off of that rear spoiler makes you sideways and makes it difficult to drive. And that's the guy leading the race.
So much for the single file 12-car lead draft. They've doubled up again. Shannon?
Well, Clint Boyer free in the middle, free going in and tight in the middle. But, guys, you saw he's having a hard time staying on that bottom line. That is what he's most struggling with right now. Before he climbed in the car before the race, I asked him what it was like driving these cars, and he laughed and said, man, they are a handful. Mike?
Shannon, talking with Brad Keselowski's crew chief, Paul Wolf, at the beginning of the weekend, he told me before they came down here in May for the open test, there was a definite sense of anxiety. They did not know what to expect, but when they left, they were at ease, a sense of relief. They knew they had a good car. That prevailed throughout the course of this week. In fact, Brad said after practice, I know we've got a car as good, if not better, than everyone else out there. He's proving that once again. He's out in front. He says the only time we have trouble is when we're getting pushed. Then we get a little bit loose.
See another car in that group, that one car of Ryan Newman. I saw him working the bottom. His car looked pretty solid. And that's all relative. All of them look like they're sliding around quite a bit, but you can see working the bottom of the racetrack pretty well.
There's Newman.
That may pay off here in a little while.
Showing in 10th position right now and looking for more on the bottom.
You can see Dale Jr. right in front of him has made his way back up into this lead pack after falling back a little while ago.
And what was the term Dave used before? Recovery?
Yeah.
Yeah, look how much Newman's getting out of the throttle completely. You still see, I'm looking at the lap times, and they're still running relatively fast lap times. Man, look at him pedal these cars, though. See, yeah. Junior had to get out of the throttle right there.
Oh, boy. That was Eric McClure. The lead pack was putting a lap down. A moment for Junior, kind of broke that lead pack up just for a bit.
Yeah, and I think Junior's car is extremely loose, and when somebody gets up on his bumper, he just has to get out of the gas, and he couldn't stand that right there. He was going forward by getting a push down the straightaway, but once he got that closeness in the corner, he just couldn't do it anymore.
"30 laps into this run. Let's talk about some pit strategy. On the only caution we've had so far, we saw some of the cars in the back part of the field dive onto pit road and make stops, but none of those cars are in this lead pack.
Yeah, they'd only run about 8 laps when they made those pit stops, those cars on the back part of the field. We'll see. They'll be able to stay out a little bit longer. I'm not sure if it goes green that they'll want to, though, because as soon as these cars start pitting and get tires, I don't think you want to sit out there on the track and lose time to them.
When do you think we see the first move? About 35 or so?
Well, we don't know. That's the problem. We're going to find out.
At the start of the race, there were 2 very similarly painted Penske discount tire machines on the front row. Brad Keselowski's is still leading, but Parker Kligerman has fallen back to 20th place from the beginning of that group to the back of that next group. Dave, what's going on?
Just confirmed with crew chief Chris Carrier, Parker Kligerman definitely dropping back and just hanging out for right now.
I kind of worry about that strategy right now, because you see how these packs are getting broken apart, and that can actually even get worse as it goes. I'd be kind of, if I was going to drop back, I think I'd just try to do it on the lead, in that lead group.
I'd have to say, too, maybe that they're not telling us everything there. They didn't practice a lot with this car because, as you explained in qualifying, and this car is Brad Keselowski's backup, so they couldn't have it on the track a lot. So I don't know that he is really happy with his race car at this point in time. Maybe he's hanging out until he can work on it and get it to driving somewhat better.
Just ahead of them, that 88 car out of the Junior Motorsports stables, Greg Sachs. 25 years after his win in the Firecracker 400 here at Daytona. Back again. One race shot for Sachs. That company that sponsors that car, he owns. He's one of the principal investors in, and they are going to sponsor the 88 car with Ron Fellows at Watkins Glen and Elliott Sadler for a number of races. And Sachs right now running in 18th position. Again, 25 years after his great upset win here at Daytona. 57 years old.
Yeah, for not being in a race car, he's doing a nice job.
Here's the answer. Pit stops.
I got to spin behind you. Caution.
Caution is out.
If they don't get hit.
Oh, my goodness.
What a job Keselowski did there to get back on the track.
You weren't going to make the commitment line. The yellow light was closed, and we were already committed.
I'm not sure, though. He wouldn't have been better off to go ahead and make that.
Flat tires, be careful.
Well,
go slow, flat tires.
I think that's what Joey Meyer, the spotter, was telling Brad, that the move to get back on the racetrack was the right one because they weren't going to make the commitment line before pit road would have been closed.
So that's why he made that move.
Yeah. So Michael and Ed with some trouble in the, I'm assuming, slow down to get the pit road.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, a lot of times you get in that situation and the driver behind you is not fully aware that you're coming to pit road, so he could have gotten tapped, or just a situation of getting hard on the brakes, you can get the car very loose. Let's see.
I like it when we find out for sure.
Yes. He's up on the high side. He just got loose.
Yeah,
that didn't have anything to do with. I'm pretty sure he wasn't trying to make pit road. But he did a nice job of saving this, not hitting anything.
And Allgaier just misses him.
Wow. Yeah, he didn't realize when he was trying to get back on the racetrack that he put himself in the danger lane there.
Man.
Close call. It's not surprising, though, that these Dodges are the first ones to try to make a green flag stop. They're making a lot of power, and that doesn't bode well for mileage. So they were coming to pit road right here. And you can see, I mean, they're out of control trying to get their car stopped and still made this move.
Back onto the racetrack. You see the commitment cone there, center of the picture. So the beginning of the pit road speed limit, rather.
We cannot afford a penalty here. Cannot afford a penalty. 4,700 at the line. 47. Spin behind you. Caution's out, spin out. Come on, watch him outside. There you go, come on.
Well, a good job of spotting right there.
It was. I'm sure Justin was probably thinking, I'm pushing this throttle as hard as it'll go, but this is as much as I can get.
Here's Brad Keselowski's radio.
Watch the yellow line here. Oh, I gotta spin behind you. Caution. Get up. He's behind you. Come on. Watch out, pit road. Watch out. Get going. Move.
Got busy, didn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
Good job, though.
Joey Meyer, the spotter for Brad Keselowski, longtime spotter for Martin Truex Jr. And wow.
Very animated.
Yeah, nice job.
And that's one of the things that's really hard, because you say, okay, they weren't to the commitment cone, but they had committed to pit road, but it was going to be a penalty if they would have gone on to pit road. And so they did the right thing by being able to get back out there. But that's something that I think has been a struggle as far as the rules go, but that's what the rule is.
Well, I'll tell you what, all these leaders, all these guys glad to see this caution come out, though, so they can get 4 new tires on these cars and make some chassis adjustment.
So in all that mayhem, Kyle Busch became the leader. Brad Keselowski and Justin Allgaier went back to 9th and 10th. Michael Annett limped around. He's on pit road, getting fresh tires, looking to get off pit road and come back around to the field. Obviously, he's come in before the pit road was open, so he'll start at the back of the line.